Welcome in or welcome back, y'all. I am Animated Jenny, and today we will be going through our 2024 Next Fest Simulator Game Series. Today we have number 8 on the list, but before I get to that, I am going to give a little bit of disclaimer that I gave on the rest of the videos. Please, if you give feedback for the games, be kind to the developers. They are still going through and patching things. Some of these games have not released yet, and constructive criticism is good. Having said that, let's get to number 8 on the list, Cinema Simulator 2025. Cinema Simulator 2025 is developed by Hogo Games and also published by Hogo Games. At the time that I recorded the footage, it didn't have a release date for when it was coming out. But as of now, the release date is set for sometime in February of 2025. So that should be coming up within this next month, if I get this video up when I'm wanting to. Anyway, let's get to the review on this. So for optimization features, it was kind of bare bones, but not bad. There's sensitivity, changes for different parts of the audio, resolution, full screen quality settings, and a couple of language options, I believe. I only did English, so I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me on that. As far as accessibility goes, I didn't feel like it was that hard to play this. I don't know what kind of options you guys would want added to the game for accessibility, but the buttons were not super difficult. And I didn't really have trouble with reading any of the instructions when they were actually given. This game was pretty straightforward. You get your building where you're going to have your movie theater, and you go ahead and name it. And after that, you have to clean it up, kind of standard to most simulator games. You have to use a scroll wheel to clean, fix things, and I believe pick items up. The maintenance feature was not really that big at the beginning, but that comes into play later. So basically the first thing you have to do is you go back and you go to the manager's office to set up basically what kind of movie license you want to get. You have to seek out a movie license to be able to play it in the theater. Pretty standard. Obviously you can only buy the cheapest one to start, so your options are limited what you can play in your theater to start, but they do get expanded as the game goes on. So you need to go through the computer and set your schedule for when these movies are going to play, and you have to be smart about that and give yourself enough time between them so that you can have people get out of the movie theater and prep for the next movie, as you have to manually start the movie yourself. So there is a bit of a time management element to this game. Some of you might like that, some of you might not. It does feel a little bit like a time crunch at times. You have to set your ticket prices, and then you can start selling tickets. So you go into the computer, you have to look at what the customer wants, and they'll tell you what row they want, what seat, how many people. They'll give you money, and then you have to put it into the cash register. Now, as far as I can tell, there is no one else that's going to be doing this for you in the game. Maybe later on in the game, past the demo, they'll have that. But it definitely added a challenge to have to help each customer, make them all happy, which was impossible, let me tell you. Because as the theater fills up, you obviously run out of spots on certain rows. So people that wanted to be sat on certain rows got really upset, and there was no way to really help them besides using your best guess towards that. So that does become a little more difficult, and some people outright refuse to sit down because you give them the wrong change or the ticket costs too much or things like that, which it's customer service. That's actually kind of accurate to how some people are. But as the game goes on, things get a little more difficult. There's more time management put into play, but it kind of goes this way for a bit. And then they start adding in the fact that you need to clean up after some of these people that are making messes. And the funniest thing was when you had to go deter people that were smoking or making some kind of commotion in one of the saloons, which is what they call the area that everyone's watching the movie in. So basically you have to go hit them, beat them, and make them leave. And I did accidentally hit some of the wrong people, and I felt really bad about it. So that was interesting. There's also a percentage bar on the top left, which I believe is the capacity for everybody in the saloons. I'm not 100% sure, but that's what it seemed to be as I was playing. One downside of this game is it took me a really long time to be able to upgrade anything. You get to hire cleaners, you get to hire people to help you with starting the movie and stuff like that. I guess they're technicians, which was great, but it took me a while to have the money for that. And then it also took me a while to be able to upgrade anything, like to try to get the concessions area or anything like that. And then it seemed a little bit difficult to deal with that personally. So I let the guy that I hired for that work on the concessions. I don't know. I feel like it could be done a little bit better. It wasn't enough to not enjoy the game. It didn't break it for me, but you're going to want to know that you're going to invest some time in this if you're going to be playing through it. It's not quick upgrades. I think it could be optimized a bit better with that. It still was a fun experience though. So I would like for them to make it a little clearer for certain things. I would say overall, this is a pretty positive review, but I could see where things could be fixed a little bit more and refined a little more. I'm interested to see where this game goes. Personally, the visuals are not my favorite. I'd like to see more textures and more details on it. But since it's early access, I would like to give it another try, maybe when it's developed a bit more. So I'm probably not putting this on my wish list, but I will keep an eye on it. Maybe I'll put it on there just to see where it goes in development or check out some other channels, down the line. But what do you guys think? Would you be interested in trying this out? I really like the concept. Let me know in the comments what you think, if you're gonna try it or anything like that. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a good one. Y'all take care, stay safe, and I will see you in the next one.